very good evening, friends. Today we are going to analyze the question paper of Andhra Pradesh State that is just conducted today itself on 20 of December 2020. And I'm going to analyze a few questions from this set. So I'll start with paper 2. And you can see the question paper on your screen. Question number 1 is 5, is a passage from a poem. So I think it's not required any explanation. I'll start with the questions from question number 6. So question number 6 is identify the novel that deals with the oppression of the Dalits. So the first question, the first option is A Fine Balance. That's a second novel by Rohinton Mistry, which is the setting of this novel is somewhere in India in an unidentified city. And it talks about the turmoil of emergency that was placed in India in 1974 and also the turmoil of 1984 that was the Sikh rights. So the book concerns 4 characters from various backgrounds. They are Dina Dalal, Ishwar Darji. His nephew is Om Prakash Darji and the youngest student, Kohala. So they come together and develop a bond. The second one is The White Tiger, which is a debut novel by an Indian author, Arvind Adiga. He's also received a Booker Prize for that novel the same year. And it's about India's class struggle in a globalized world as told through a retrospective narration from the protagonist, Balram Halwai, who is a village boy. And he is making journey from Delhi. Then he works as a chauffeur in Bangalore with a rich landlord. The Inheritance of Loss.
Who has written this?
Kiran Desai.
Kiran Desai.
Very right. It's the second novel by Kiran Desai, published in the year 2006. And it also received the Man Booker Prize of that same year, 2006 Man Booker Prize. And The Shadow Lines by?
Amitabh Ghosh.
Amitabh Ghosh.
Very right, very right. Amitabh Ghosh, 1988. So for this Shadow Lines, he got the Sahitya Akademi Award. Okay. So now moving on to next question. Communicative approach in language teaching. So this is a question from, yes, please.
The author of Fine Balance.
Fine Balance is the
Rohinton
Mistry, the second novel of Rohinton Mistry.
I don't get the word, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the next question is from linguistic side, where the question is from second language acquisition. Communicative approach to language teaching, communicative approach. So what is the focus of this communicative approach? So by the term itself, you should be able to find the right answer.
See, sir, language functions.
Kindly see the word communicative.
Vocabulary acquisition, sir.
Language function.
First, think that this question is from second language acquisition. Here he talks about how to learn the second language. If we want to learn English language, that's a second language for us. So what is important? What is the most important
Grammar.
for that?
Grammar.
Vocabulary.
Oral drills.
There are drills. There are many drills.
Yes, sir. Oral drills.
Like,
Just think of a child. Just think of a child in your house. Does child aware about the grammatical structures to speak any sentence? Does he bothered about vocabulary acquisitions? Is he aware about language functions? He speaks whatever he hears from his parents and the siblings. Isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
what should be the right answer? Oral skills.
Oral drills.
The term is very important. I always emphasize that when you do not know the answer to the question, read the question, try to understand the term. Communicative. The approach is communicative
I think
only.
it's B, oral drills.
Yeah, it's oral drills only. So communication approach means learning the things just by communication. Okay? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just I'll load the next question. Here's the next question, question number 8. And the question is notions associated with Ferdinand de Saussure. It's a question from literary criticism, structuralism.
A and C, sir.
It is a diachrony. So he was talking about synchrony and diachrony. That's two different complementary viewpoints in this linguistic. Diachrony and synchrony. Synchronic linguistics is talking about language at a specific time, a specific point of time. Whereas diachronic approach talks about
Both the times, sir.
taking history also into consideration.
Yes, sir.
So develop
Evolution.
how the language evolved. So we have to consider the history as well. So that is the diachronic approach. Okay, so diachrony has to be there. It's by Ferdinand de Saussure. This concept was appeared in his course in general linguistics. Okay, it appeared in course in journal linguistics that was published in the year 1916, and as you know, it's a collection of lectures given by him in the University of Geneva from 1896 to 1911. And his students collected all these lectures and published them in 1916. And the title was Course in General Linguistics. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the third one is parallel, lang and parallel, where he talked that lang is a language which does not have any meaning. But once that language is understood by the community, the people starts understanding that language, it becomes parole. Okay, who will tell me about competence? It's a term, competence and performance. It's again a linguistic term.
Yes, sir. And the last writer of linguistics in your book, sir.
Yes, very right.
The last one.
Yes, you remember even the page numbers. Yeah, it's by Noam Chomsky,
Yes.
who has differentiated between competence and performance. Competence means knowing the things. Performance means doing the things. Okay. And the last one is LAD. LAD stands for it's again a type of device.
It is new term, sir.
Yeah, language acquisition device.
Okay.
Language acquisition device. So this was also a term related to linguistics only, and it was also evolved by Noam Chomsky somewhere in 1950s or 60s. And this was a kind of acquisition system or acquisition technique about an infant, that how an infant learns the language. So he said that it is the language acquisition device which makes the infant to learn the language. So the right answer to this question is A and C. Okay, coming to one thing you will find here that nowadays the question setters are purposefully keeping hard questions in the beginning, because there are very few scholars who concentrate on these linguistic parts. So in spite of keeping the British literature in the beginning, I have seen the trend in all of the exams, they are putting hard questions in the beginning. So do not get disheartened. Nowadays, it's the trend. And the latter part, you will find very easy questions. The next is community language learning. Again, it's a question from second language acquisition. It is also known as CLL approach.
Sir, is it option A, Charles A. Curran?
Yeah, I have taught this question in my previous batch also. It's termed by Charles A. Curran. Okay, I think Deepika, you have seen this video also or PDF?
Yes, sir. I guess
For 4 a.m. club, it came in the set of 4 a.m. club, sir.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So you'll find many questions from 4 a.m. club. So all those who are solving the paper sincerely, you will find the advantage of that. So this was developed by Charles Arthur Curran. He was basically a psychologist from the University of Chicago. And it talks about learning the language in community. That means the students should work together to develop a language, aspect of a language. So it's a kind of counseling and guidance approach, where one is teaching or counseling the student and the other is learning. Okay, so here the counselor is like a teacher and the student is like a paraphraser who is paraphrasing or translating the meaning out of that just to understand it, because he is not much aware about the second language. The teacher is expert. So he will be giving his counseling, his sentences in a chronological order of toughness. Initially, he will give the sentences very easy, and then gradually he will increase the level. And he will check that how the student is going to paraphrase or how he is going to understand that. Okay, now coming to the next question, again from linguistic only. Imitation and reinforcement are central to which approach to language teaching?
I think so. Communicative. We can imitate, but reinforcement, cognitivity, cognitivist.
Behavior, sir. Behavior.
Yeah, let others also try.
Communicative. Yes, sir. Communicative, maybe.
Try to understand the meaning of each term. Humanist, cognitive, behaviorist, and communicative.
Either B or D are confusing, but communicative is more appropriate.
Okay.
Cognitive. I will go with B, sir, cognitivist.
It's about the knowledge gain.
Yeah.
Yes, because you must first imitate, then you try to reinforcement your imitation and get some knowledge. It is not merely imitation.
Okay.
Yeah, it might
just
it is the broader term, cognitivist.
Okay, I'll just explain the terms itself and you will get the answer. When we imitate the things again and again and again and again, the same thing again, repetition. That repetition is known as reinforcement. Okay, so what happens? When you learn the same thing 50 times, Don't you think you get addicted of that?
Behavior, sir. It can turn into a behavior.
It comes in our behavior then. Right?
Exactly.
We imitate something and then
Yeah.
with the passage of time, it comes in our behavior.
Yeah, it becomes your habit. It becomes in your behavior. So you'll find that the answer to most of the questions lies in the question itself. You have to read the questions again and again to take out the answer. Even though you do not know what is cognivist or humanist, but if you know the terms imitation, reinforcement, you should find the right answer. So I'll just explain all these approaches. This humanistic teaching approach is a kind of approach where emotional and social needs, emotional as well as social needs are required to learn the second language. That means we have to take into consideration our emotion and the emotion of the society. It is not only just the mind which is involved in this learning. So that's a kind of human, because we are the human made to live in the society. So by this way, you should be able to connect these things. Man are the social animals. Human beings are the social animals. So society as well as personal emotion are involved in humanist kind of approach. Whereas cognitive, what do you mean by cognitive?
Knowledge related to something related to knowledge.
Understanding through perception, cognition.
Cognition. Connotative and cognitive. These two words are very important. Okay. Connotative means the heart and cognitive means the mind. Cognitive means mind, connotative means heart. So any learning which is based on the approach of mind, only mind is involved.
So connotative mean heart.
Pardon?
Sir, I can't get the last thing.
Cognitive and connotative.
Cognitive means, sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
These are the terms many times asked. Behaviorist approach. I have already told you that anything which is reinforced, which is repeated again and again, it becomes your behavior. That's a behaviorist type of approach. And communicative language teaching, just now we have discussed that it is approach where teaching is learned through interaction, communication. Okay. Should we move to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So question number.
So how is connotative related to heart? Connotation has some inner meaning that we need to understand while we read something. How is it connected to heart, sir?
How it is connected to heart means it indicates that how you feel. If you are able to find the connotative meaning of any particular sentence, means how you felt after reading that sentence and how you interpreted it. That is the cognitive meaning. But if I talk about connotative meaning, but if I talk about cognitive meaning, what your mind thought, emotion is out.
Okay.
Okay. So connotative talks about emotion. Emotion is also involved.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Through feelings and emotions, can we take like that?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, question number 11. You have to identify the language which is not belongs to Indo-European family.
Sino-Tibetan, sir.
Yeah, so it's a kind of find the odd one out.
Yes, sir.
So when you get such type of question, you need to find some odd like Greek, Armenian, Italic. They are the part of the Indo-European family. Sino-Tibetan not there. Obviously.
They are very similar to Chinese, no, sir?
Yes, yes. Tibet, China, all same. Okay, coming to the next question. A novel by Paul Scott.
What about Armenian, sir?
Armenian is also there. It's also a part
It
of
is given Armenian, I guess.
Armenia. Yeah, Armenia.
Armenia is a country, and Armenia is
Yeah.
also a country.
Yeah.
No, it is given AME. I'm not
No,
able to see.
ARN.
AR. Okay.
Yeah. It's Armenian.
Where is Armenia, sir?
In Asia.
It's a part of.
Country.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is Asia itself.
Between Asia.
Okay, coming to the next question, which is a novel by Paul Scott. Paul Scott is a modern novelist.
The Sea.
The Sea.
No. Money, I think.
Which is a novel by Paul Scott.
Okay, the first one, Jewel in the Crown.
Under the Net and See the Sea, both are written by one author. Irish author.
And it is not Paul Scott.
Booker Prize. I guess the Under the Sea is the Booker Prize winner novel.
Yes. 1978 Booker Prize, The Sea. And what about Under the Net?
Murdoch's work is there, sir. It is
very right. Iris Murdoch.
Mudroch.
Yeah, this is 1954 and this was Booker Prize 1978. Now you have the confusion about this too. The Jewel in the Crown and the Money.
But we will go with Jewel within the Crown, sir. I have heard this work somewhere. Jewel in the Crown.
Yeah, very right.
And I think in your book, it is Paul Scott is in your book, sir.
He has written a tetralogy. The name of the tetralogy is Raj Quartet. And The Jewel in the Crown is the first novel of this tetralogy. Okay. There are 3 more novels inside this. You can find out at your own. And what about Money?
Sir, Paul Scott belongs to?
He belongs to this England itself. Modern novelist and poet. He's also, I think, written plays also. Okay. And there is another novel, Money. Money, a Suicide Note. This is the complete title. Any idea?
No idea.
Martin Amis. Okay, now coming to the next question, question number 13. The title of Marcus Clarke novel, For the Term of His Natural Life. Okay, so I have also not read this novel, but yes, I know this that Marcus Clarke is an author from Australia. So obviously I can say that he talks about Australia only. Why he will talk about England and all?
He's the brother of Michael Clarke. Yes, very right, sir.
Yeah. So you can see that even you don't know the answer, even if you know who is the author and from which country, you can mark the right answer. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next question, you have to do the matchings. Very easy question.
Yes, sir.
George Samson, Metamorphosis.
A cup 4.
A2.
A is 2, sir.
A will be 2,
Metamorphosis.
sir. Metamorphosis.
A will be 2. Okay. Someone said it is 4.
The 100 Years of
Solitude, Gabriel Gabriel Curse. Maybe B, sir.
Oscar
B4.
will be the and the
Okay,
years of
character. Sorry. It is characters. Okay.
Bondia family. Which novel?
The Tin Drum.
No.
No. Okay. Maybe 100 years, sir.
100 years.
Yes.
Very right.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
100 years solitude. Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Because
A
of the
should-
name
A
of
should
the
be-
characters, actually, I'm getting the notion
A should be the right
that
answer.
it should be matched with 100 years of solitude.
Because for D it is 3, 1984.
Yes, very right. Winston Smith is there in 1984.
So
And Oscar Mazerat in the Tin Drum. Gunter Grass, Tin Drum. Okay, the next question is about short story. Boys and girls. So you identify here who is the short story writer. Not a
Alice
difficult
Munro,
question.
sir.
Alice Munro.
She is famous short story writer.
Exactly. She is the one who has only written short stories.
Sir, is it
Alice?
Nathaniel Hawthorne who has also written the same name, Boys and Girls?
Nathaniel Hawthorne, American playwright?
Maybe.
No. No, he has not written Boys and Girls. It's a short story by Alice Munro. Okay. These two are the novelists. And who is Catherine Ann Porter? That I also don't know. I'm also listening for the first time. So you just need to know that who are the short story writers. So in the previous batch, I have taught about Alice Munro, and I said that she only wrote short stories. 31 short stories he has written. Last question. Okay, Bacon's essay of simulation and dissimulation. So in this essay, he is giving advice to whom? This was an essay in which he was teaching the art of deceiving someone, cheating someone, how to cheat someone, how to deceive someone. This was the art that he taught in this essay, simulation and dissimulation.
I think he is giving advice to politicians because the politicians only cheat. That's why.
Exactly. And he gave so many advantages of cheating. And he says that the fruitful use of this simulation and dissimulation increases the brain power. It makes the mind very strong, and it also makes your heart very strong. These are some advantages that he counted for teaching how to cheat the people. So now the questions from British literature.
Yes, sir.
The life and opinions of Tristan Shandy.
Gentleman. Last May, I think Gentleman is also written.
Yes.
So A is the right answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very right. It's a very famous work by Lawrence Stern in which he developed the experimental technique in the novel. It is also known as an experimental novel in which there is no symmetric plot. So in between you will find various subplots and you will only come to know the name of even Tristan Shandy in book number 4. It's a quite lengthy work, and that is the reason it was known as an experimental novel. Okay, here is a quotation, and this quotation we have discussed in our class. Quotation by a romantic author. The great art of life is sensation, to feel that we exit even in pain. Keywords in the class I have told exit. Coming in life and going.
Keats, maybe.
You have to think of which poem, maybe of Keats or Coleridge or Byron. We have read all the poems, important poems. And when they ask the quotations, they only ask quotations from very famous works. They will never ask quotation from minor works. So in which poem poet?
I think it is from Byron, but I did not recollect the poem name, but I think it is from Byron.
Yeah, Byron is right, because he is the one who is talking about philosophy. His poems are based on philosophical poems, where he talks about the life, coming into the life and then going out of the life, that is death. And this quotation is from Child Pilgrimage.
Yes, sir. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, so
because that was the only work in which he has given so many quotations. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
So name of the work, please.
Child Harold Pilgrimage.
Okay, sir.
Next question is, every man in his humor is a play. So baby question.
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson.
Very right. Every man in his humor and out of his humor. It's a very easy question. So in between you will find very, very easy questions. Okay, so here is a question from T.S. Eliot, modern poet. He described an English playwright as somebody who always saw the skull beneath the skin.
It's Webster, sir. Webster, yes, he wrote.
Yeah, this question was also there in the set of the question that I have sent. Okay. Whispers of Immortality. This was a poem by T.S. Eliot. And the first line itself, he said that Webster was much possessed by death, and then the skull, and saw the skull beneath the skin.
So can you please repeat the name of the poem, please?
Yeah, I have written here. Okay. Whispers of Immortality. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next question, again a baby question.
Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Yes.
Very right. Okay, moving on to the next question. Others abide our question, thou art free. This is the opening line of which poem? On Shakespeare. Again, a very easy question. If you know, who are all authors who have written about Shakespeare?
Arnold, sir. It is Arnold.
And
Arnold has written a poem, Shakespeare. Huh?
Yes,
from that poem,
exactly.
the question line is
the hint is already given in the question itself. It's asking about the poem. Whereas John Keats has not written any work on Shakespeare. What about Wordsworth?
London, 1802.
He wrote on Milton.
Yes, very right. Charles Lamb, he did not wrote any poem about Shakespeare. However, he wrote only stories about him. So this line.
Memorial verses written by Arnold, and where Wordsworth is mentioned.
Yeah, so he wrote a poem, Shakespeare. So this line is from Shakespeare. So you did not, here I just want to prove that you need not to go through each and every line. If you know a little bit of things, you can find out the right answer. Generally, many scholars ask me, sir, how to remember every poem, how to identify every line. It's not required actually. Okay, moving on to the next question. Again, a type of, you have to apply some common sense. According to Lord Macaulay, a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and which country?
Is it China, sir?
Minute of the meeting came in 1835. Lord Macaulay came with the minutes of the meeting, which changed the entire education system of India in 1835.
Not
Arab,
surely
Arabia.
Pakistan, sir.
Arabia. China is also not there
China.
because
You have to. Okay,
China
who
is
has
also
said
not there.
Pakistan? Who has said
Pakistan is
Pakistan?
because it
Pakistan is
was
not
with
there. She
India.
said Pakistan is not there, sir, because that
Yes,
time
sir.
Pakistan
So
was not there.
no chance.
Exactly. The same thing I wanted to say, that even Pakistan was not formed during that time,
Like that.
1835.
Even Afghanistan, sir. No.
And why Macaulay will think of Afghanistan and China while he's making
Yes. Yes.
minutes of the meeting on Indian education system?
No, actually, at that time, Afghanistan and China was not the colony of Britishers, so
Yeah,
that's why we should not talk about that.
exactly,
Only Arab
exactly,
and India, only Arab and India was the colony at that time. So that must be.
exactly. So Arabia is the right answer. Okay, so try to apply some logics. You need not to go for finding the correct answer of every question. Apply the logics, you will get the right answer. Okay, move on to the next question. Calcutta University Commission was also known as
Sadler Commission.
B. Yes, sir. Sadler.
Many times I also have heard about Sadler Commission. So obviously it's the right answer. Sadler Commission is right. In this Calcutta University Commission was formed in 1917. Okay, and the government of India has asked a commission to study about the education system of this university, and the name was known as Sadler, and what's the name? The name was Michael Sadler. Michael Sadler was the name. He was the vice chancellor of the university in 1917. So he was asked by the government of India to understand and analyze the education system of the university. Okay, again a question from a linguistic side, and I think this question I have taught in the previous batch very nicely.
Wheeler plosive.
You just pronounce this word, you do not to know the answer. Just pronounce the letter K.
K or Ka, sir? Ka.
Ka. It's Ka, not K, it's Ka.
Glottal.
Wheeler plosive. A, sir.
Okay, what is velar?
From the back of the tongue it is pronounced.
Yeah, very right. And palatal?
Palatal from the middle.
Upper.
The hard palate, sir.
Yeah,
Hard
soft
palate,
palate and the hard palate. That's the roof of the mouth.
Yes.
And what is glottal?
From the throat, glottis.
From the glottis, from the throat. So now again pronounce this word Ka.
Glottal fricative.
Okay, what is plosive and what is the difference between plosive and fricative?
Fricative will be having friction, sir. Plosives will be unstressed.
Easy flow of air.
By stopping the airflow.
Both have air stop, but this has friction. Fricative has friction. Plosive doesn't.
Explosive means explosive, explosion. That means you are stopping there and then suddenly releasing it, explosion. It's called plosive. And fricative means making a round mouth, round your mouth and then release the air in one particular pointed direction. That is called fricative, creating a friction through your lips.
Then it should be palatal plosive, sir.
Velar plosive answer.
Palate and plosive.
Velar means the back of the tongue. When you are pronouncing this letter Ka, it is from the back of the tongue, and you are stopping there and then suddenly releasing it. Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, the next question. Which term best describes the relationship between heavy and rain? In the phrase heavy rain.
Connotational, sir.
These two terms, paradigmatic and syntagmatic, was the part of the structuralism by Ferdinand de Saussure. Linguistic terms.
Connotational, sir.
Connotation means?
Yes, sir. D.
Just now I have taught about connotation and cognitive and connotative.
Synchronic then. Both are synchronized, heavy rain.
But I think syntagmatic.
I'll give one example over here.
So connotations are words that go together actually by meaning, right?
Here is one sentence I have written. The cow jumped over moon. Okay. Now, if I remove this noun, cow, can we take out some meaning? What does it indicate? Where the cow is standing? What the cow is doing? Can we find out? No. The existence of this word cow is only there when there are some other words. Isn't it? So here, this cow indicates a syntagmatic. Syntagmatic means anything which has no meaning at its own. We have to find out the relational words, coexisting words, co-occurred words in the same sentence. That is known as syntagmatic. And now paradigmatic. Para means parallel. Para has come from parallel. So what are the things that goes parallel? If I write in place of cow, I write fish. I can write some animal. I can write a bird. So all these things can replace the cow. I can say the fish jumped over the moon. The animal jumped over the moon. The bird jumped over the moon. I jumped over the moon. So all these are forming a parallel sentences where one is replacing another. This is known as paradigmatic. The meanings are going parallel. Okay, so now here heavy and rain. If we write heavy here, we cannot find how it's raining. If we need to find the meaning of raining, so we must know it's raining cats and dog, it's heavy rain, or it's skirmish rain. So here it will be syntagmatic or paradigmatic. Syntagmatic, yes, because the rain cannot exist alone to express its quantum of meaning, whether it's a heavy rain or if we say only heavy, we will never know what is heavy. Is it some weight or some man or what? So we have to understand the meaning in correlation with some other words. So that is syntagmatic. Okay. Connotation, as I already said, that it is related to the heart, which gives some emotional meaning. If I say a trip, I want to make a trip. Okay, so here the two meanings are involved. One is the emotional meaning and the other is literal meaning. So what can be the emotional meaning? When I talk about a trip, the emotion will say it will give a symbol like some baggage. I'll have to carry some bags. So that kind of emotional meaning I can have. But when I talk about the literal meaning, the trip means I am a traveler and I have to make a trip to some other place. So this kind of connotational meaning differs from literal meaning. Am I clear?
Please repeat the last point, sir.
Okay, connotational means connotation coming out of heart or emotion. So as I said that I give a word trip. That means I am making a trip from my home to some other place. So what can be the connotative meaning of it? My heart may think of a bag or a baggage.
Yes, sir. Words that are connected to it by mind.
Not. Connotative, do not confuse. Connotative, heart. Cognitive, mind.
No, I'm asking when we see the word trip, certain words pop up in mind as we get it.
Yeah.
Is that connotative?
Mind says something else, but when mind thinks, if whether heart is involved or not. Like if I do not like the trips and someone has sent me on a trip, so what I will feel? I'll have to carry a heavy baggage with me. That's the kind of emotion I have.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But if I talk about the literal meaning will be I'll be a traveler and I have to make a trip.
Okay.
The best example is home, है ना sir? If you see the literally meaning or dictionary meaning of home, it is a building or a structure which is built by a mortar and all the things. But if you go with the qualitative meaning, it means a shelter where you feel relaxed, where you found love and all. That is,
yes,
so that's qualitative meaning of home.
Very right, very right.
So you said paradigmatic and syntagmatic were connected to Ferdinand's issue.
Yeah.
How about synchronic and
Diachronic? If I talk about diachronic and synchronic, then it will be connected to Ferdinand's issue.
Okay.
27. When I was talking about Himachal Pradesh set, I was analyzing the question of Himachal Pradesh set exam. There I talked about blending, clipping.
Clipping.
If you remember that set exam, you'll be able to solve this question.
Clipping is the short form of anything, so.
So it will be clipping, right?
Clipping, sir. Some edition, maybe.
Clipping. Okay, I'll explain. There are two words. One is education and other is entertainment. So if I take edu and entertainment from the entertainment, edu from the education and entertainment from the entertainment. So what will be making, which word will be formed?
Edutainment.
Edutainment. So what I am doing? Taking two things together and blending in the mixer grinder to make some chutney. Okay, so it's a kind of blending the two things together. Okay, so when we take prefix or suffix or from the middle and form another word, that is called as blending. Okay, so there are different methods used for formation of the words, and this one is blending, and then I'll teach you what is clipping. Okay. Do you know what is this?
Bro, from brother.
Yeah, exactly. So what we have done it?
Cut short the word.
Clipped it.
Yeah, exactly. Take a scissor, cut it. Isn't it? Clip it. Clipping means cut it. One more example I'll give. Okay.
Fridge.
So there is a word called refrigerator. So I took the scissor and I cut from both the sides and took the center out. So what I am doing? Clipping the word and forming a new word. There is another method called compounding. Compounding means taking two different words and then combine them together to make a new word, like sun and flower. Just combine it. Whatever the new word is coming has no relevance with the root word. Sunflower. Next word is foot and ball. And what the new word is coming?
Football.
Football. That has no relevance with foot or ball. It's completely new thing, isn't it? So this is known as compounding. So now you understand blending, clipping, compounding. What is back formation? Back formation means you are sorry. There is a word called babysitter. Okay, and instead of writing babysitter, I write babysit. So what I am doing? Removing either prefix or suffix. So here ter was the suffix. Baby and sit. These are the two compounding words. Baby was the root word, sit was the root word. Combined together became baby sit, and then just to turn into a noun, we added the suffix ter. Okay, so this kind of formation of words is known as back formation. So in the back formation, we are either removing the prefix or removing the suffix. So looking at the word, you have to identify what I am removing. So here the word is editor. And the word edit. So what is it an example of? Did you get the answer?
Back formation, sir.
Back formation.
Back formation.
So then the difference between back formation and clippings.
Yeah, in clipping, we are not thinking about prefix and suffix. The suffix are like, there is a word called sudden. And if I add the suffix ness, it becomes suddenness. So ness is the suffix here. And if I take the word sudden, so what will it become? It will be the back formation. There is a word called disagreement. This is the prefix here. And when I add it to agreement, so agreement is the word becomes the back formation. So only difference is that in the back formation, we have to concentrate on prefix and suffix. Whereas in clipping, as I gave you the word brother, so we have not added THER as a suffix. It's not a kind of suffix to form a bro. Or I gave the example of refrigerator. So re and rater are not the suffixes. We can cut them from anywhere to make a word. So that is the basic difference between clipping and back formation.
So back formation for both prefix and suffix, either we add or remove. Is it right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Should I go move to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one is identify a linguist from the list. Pavlov. All those who has done B.Ed, they must be knowing about Pavlov. It's the first chapter in the B.Ed education. isn't it?
Behaviorist, sir.
Yes, he is keeping some meat and leaving a dog to eat that meat. That's a kind of experiment that he is doing, Pavlov's theory. So obviously he is not the linguist. Edward Said, you know very well.
Orientalism.
Orientalism, post-colonialist thinker.
B, sir. Edward
Said
Sapir
is
and
not there.
Wolf theory, something is like that, sir.
Now you have to find out the right answer between James Fraser and Edward Sapir.
Sapir, sir. Sapir and Wolf theory is there.
Golden
Sapir is right. Yeah, Sapir is right. He was an American linguist as well as an anthropologist. Okay, now coming to the next question. It's a current affair question from literature. Who has won the Sahitya Akademi Award for 2018? The writer is Anis Salim from Kerala. Shima must
D,
know
sir.
this.
The Blind Lady's Descendants.
Okay,
Yes,
you
sir.
proved
The
it.
Blind Lady's Descendants.
Yes, very right. So he got 2018 Sahitya Akademi Award for this novel. Okay, that's a baby question. Next one. Famous line, a man can be destroyed but cannot be defeated.
The Old Man and the Sea. Santiago.
Santiago, very right. And who has written The Sun Also Rises?
Ernest Hemingway.
All these novels are by Ernest Hemingway only. Okay. No, Moby Dick. Moby Dick is by Herman Melville. Yeah.
Herman Melville, yes.
And the rest three are by Hemingway. The next question is about Alice Walker, American black writer. So identify the wrong statement about Alice Walker. Should know only one thing, that she was the writer of a novel, Color Purple, and that talks about the poor condition of the blacks, isn't it? This is the basic thing you must be knowing, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Just keeping in this view of one statement that I said, just read the options again. Very carefully.
So third is wrong. She doesn't.
There is no racial equality in
American
society.
What is wrong here?
Upholds racial equality is wrong.
So what should they write?
Inequality must be the right one, actually. So
Exactly.
C is the answer.
Exactly. This is talking about inequality. Okay? Whether she's a poet or novelist doesn't matter. If you know that she is a novelist, she is writing about black women, that is the inequality between the whites and the blacks, enough to answer this question. So what I am trying to teach you, that it's not required to know everything. Many answers are hidden in the question itself, isn't it? Okay, 32 is a kind of passage, so I'll leave it and move on to the next question, number 33. So it's a kind of matching question. Michel Foucault, Jacques Derrida, Antonio Gramsci, Roland Barthes.
Answer is C,
C.
sir. C.
Yes, C is the right answer.
C. Okay. Michel Foucault talks about episteme. Episteme is a term that he coined in his work, The Order of Things. where he, as you know, Michel Foucault was a post-structuralist thinker, and he gave his theory of sexuality. And he also criticized the people who were colonized. So he was a post-colonial thinker as well. So episteme was the word that means unconscious mind, unconsciousness, structure. Then Jacques Derrida talks about the trace. Can anyone explain what do you mean by trace? Venkat, you are not audible. Okay, trace. What do you understand by trace? Anyone? I think I am not audible to other scholars.
No, sir, you're audible.
Okay, then fine.
Sir, are you talking about the general meaning of trace?
It's not the literal meaning. I am asking about the meaning of trace by Derrida. What he means, the trace.
Sir, is it tracing the meaning from the text?
I think according
interconnected
to
meanings?
as
Okay, I'll
excuse
just
me, sir.
explain it. Yeah, yes, please.
Sir, I think this, for example, in Derrida's theory, he says that meaning changes. Meaning like there is no definite meaning. So I think according to him, it is the meaning that with the passage of the time or with person to person, meaning varies. Means a trace can be a sign for one person and it can be sign for another person. Means I think here he just tries to say that trace is equivalent to a sign or equivalent to a meaning, which varies to person. I think so.
Okay.
Sir,
So yeah, yes.
sir, hidden meaning, or you told that a close reading of a text. Is it, sir?
Yeah, that is there. He said that the meaning lies in the text itself. There is nothing outside the text. That was a statement given by Jacques Derrida. But here the meaning of trace, I would like to explain in detail. It's a very important term by him. So I have written a word here, house. What does it mean? House means?
House means a place where we feel comfortable, where we can relief.
Okay, so when we are trying to find the literal meaning of house, so we can say that it's a place where we feel relaxed, isn't it? But I do not know English. I do not know what is place, what is relax. What I'll do, again I'll go to the dictionary and I'll find the meaning of place. What is the meaning of place? And what is the meaning of relax? Isn't it? So what I'll do, I'll again find the word and write something here and the meaning of relax something here. Again, I'll have to find the next word, whatever the next word is coming. If I'm not aware about that, again I'll go and find the meaning. So what I'm doing, I'm keep finding the meaning endlessly, until at some point of time I should be able to satisfy myself. Okay, this is the meaning, what I understood. So in a similar fashion, if you are trying to find a word meaning in the English to English dictionary, many a time you feel like you are not comfortable with that meaning that is given. You do not understood the meaning. Then you try finding the meaning in your own language. Someone in Telugu, someone in English, someone in Hindi. Isn't it? I'm not getting any response.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here we can find that when we have taken out the meaning of house, a place of relax, and it is giving some other meaning, and that is giving some other meaning. But one thing is very common, that every meaning is leaving a trace for another meaning. So when house has given the meaning of place of relax, it is leaving a trace of house. The trace of house is always there. Whatever the meaning I write, one trace will be there through which we can again revert back to house in reverse order, because we have a trace. Like we walk, we leave a trace of our footsteps. So similar kind of traces are left by the words when we are going to find the meaning endlessly. So this he means trace. I hope I am clear.
Sir, is that the texts are connected within itself?
Pardon?
One paragraph is connected to the other. One paragraph is connected to the other. The textuality has multiple meanings within. So one word is connected to another, so that we are able to trace one meaning through the other. Is it that he's trying to say?
Yeah, that has to be there, but I am only talking about one individual word. We cannot find the meaning of one individual word, because if we do not know whether it's talking about White House or lower house, upper house, my house, your house, whose house? Isn't it? So we will only understand the meaning of the house if we know the context. Otherwise, we have to keep finding the meanings through the traces if there is no context.
So one word can trace many meanings.
Exactly.
Is it that, sir? Okay. Thank you, sir. So episteme is actually in which essay, sir? The name I forgot.
The order of things. The order of things by Michel Foucault.
Can you please throw some light on it, sir?
Yeah, as I said that he was a post-colonialist thinker as well as a post-structuralist thinker. So he refers to the orderly unconscious structure that is underlying the production of scientific knowledge in a particular time or in a particular space. Unconscious structure that is lying in the production of scientific knowledge. When you are going to produce the scientific knowledge, what unconscious structure that you have in your mind?
Unconscious structure of words or knowledge or information?
Unconscious structure of mind.
Mind, okay.
Yeah. How much unconscious you are when you are going for finding a scientific thing. So it's talking about the evolution of science here.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. The next one is the writerly text and readerly text. Who will explain these terms?
The readerly text, the text where reader only waits, not created, not able to create a different text.
Right. And what is writerly text? What is readerly text?
Sir, this is readerly text, and sir, I think the text where the reader can create another text that is called writerly text.
Very right, Sumana, brilliantly. I'll really clap for you. That's brilliant.
Thank you, sir. And it is from S/Z, from Zola Bath.
Very right. He has written a word S by Z. It's a very famous work. In this work, he has given these terms readerly text and writerly text. So as you know that Roland Barthes was a kind of post-structuralist theorist, but he was also associated with reader response theory as well as post-structuralism. So when he talks about the readerly text, so he says that if a reader is reading a text, he is just a reader. He is reading the text and doing nothing. It's the kind of official letter you can think of. If you need any official letter, you are getting some information and then throwing the letter in the dustbin or somewhere in your home. Nothing coming out of that. No emotions coming out of that. So that's the kind of readerly text. Now coming to the writerly text. When you are reading a poem or when you are reading a novel, or when you are watching a movie. That is going to create some thoughts out of your heart. And you start thinking differently. You are trying to understand the context in different perspectives. Depends upon your age, gender, knowledge, education. So here the reader is the writer. The reader is able to create his own meaning out of that. So that is the kind of writerly text. So Roland Barthes says that a text must be a writerly text, not a readerly text. It's clear, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And one is hegemony. I have very well explained hegemony in my classes, previous classes. So anyone, what do you understand by hegemony?
I can try, sir. Hegemony is a thing where higher class people or some major class people, when they use it, so it becomes a normal thing for everybody. It can change.
Yeah, so it's a term from Marxist theory.
Given by Anthony Gramsci.
Antonio Gramsci, very right. And very well explained. Okay, moving on to the next question. Mariana is a poem. Just recently we have read this poem. I think everyone should reply to this question.
Tennyson.
Very right. And this was there in which work? Any basic idea?
Chiefly
lyrical.
Oh, kindly one of you tell me. And the voice is clashing. Yeah.
Chiefly lyrical, sir. Lyrical.
Chiefly lyrical. And it is based on one of the plays of Shakespeare, starting with M only.
Measures for measure.
Exactly. It's taken from Measure, based on Measure for Measure by William Shakespeare. Very right. Okay, I think it's already late, 9:11. Okay, so I'll close this question, and the way I have explained these questions, similar kind of analysis you have to do for every question.